Hey, welcome everybody to Principles of Marketing, Chapter 2, Professor Ralph, Marketing Strategy Planning. So tonight, try to understand what a marketing manager does. You heard that term before, marketing manager. There's of course marketing management. Know what marketing strategy planning is and why it is the focus of this book. Understand target marketing, which is so important in today's day and age, especially with digital marketing, social media. Be familiar with the 4 P's in a marketing mix. Know the difference between a marketing strategy, a marketing plan, and a marketing program. In addition, try to understand what customers' lifetime value and customer equity are and why marketing strategy planners seek to increase them. Be familiar with the text framework for marketing strategy planning. Know 4 broad types of marketing opportunities that help in identifying new strategies. Understand why strategies for opportunities in the international markets should be considered, and understand important new terms. Okay, so let's first look at the slide and then we'll look at the information on the bottom. So the marketing management process, Exhibit 2.1. So marketing planning, within that context, we set objectives of what we want to accomplish with the marketing, evaluate the opportunities at hand, what should we which market segments should we engage with, which groups of people's needs we need to engage with, which markets to engage with, create marketing strategies, prepare marketing plans, and develop marketing programs. Let me just move the ribbon out of here. Sorry. Still have to figure out a way of hiding this better. It still has a little thing on the bottom, but okay. Then you have to implement your plans and programs. And of course, you have to control your plans, measure results, look to see what the what your company looked like before the marketing campaign, what it looked like afterwards, and of course, as a result, measure progress. So a couple of key terms that we spoke about is planning. That's required because marketing managers must seek new opportunities. So just like you have in Principles of Management, you have the concept of planning, the same concept exists within marketing as well. And we mentioned implementation. It's the process of putting marketing plans into action, which is vital. Another aspect just to go over is control, is assessing and evaluating marketing performance. When performance falls short of expectations, the marketing manager must take corrective actions and understand why there was a gap between the expectation and the actual realization of the plan. Strategic planning, developing and maintaining a match between an organization's resources and its market opportunities. It's a top management job. It's not to be taken lightly. It's something that is very, very sought after as a position, well paying. It includes planning for marketing, production, finance, human resources, and other areas. So there's a whole gamut of things that need to be considered. Though marketing strategies are not whole company plans because it involves one particular part of the company plans should be market oriented. In other words, supportive of what the marketing plan is trying to do, and of course, market oriented meaning going based on what the market wants and needs, not based on what they want to do as far as production orientation goes, which we spoke about last time. The marketing plan sets the tone and direction of the entire company because the truth is, it serves such an important purpose that the entire company has to rally behind marketing and give it its attention, give all its support. Any questions thus far, gentlemen? Okay. Marketing strategy, the marketing mix, the target market. Who are the people or the groups of people that you want to target? So marketing strategy specifies a target market and a related marketing mix and provides a big picture of what the firm will do. The marketing mix, think of it as a cake. A cake is a mix of ingredients, and the ingredients that we talk about are the 4 P's, which is the product, the price, the place where the product will be available and advertised, and the promotion that will be used to do so. So those are the 4 P's. Those are the ingredients in this cake that we are building. Okay. We move on to slide 7. Product orientation and marketing managers have different views of market. Production-oriented managers, as we mentioned before, sees everyone as a basically similar and practices mass marketing. A marketing-oriented manager sees everyone as different and practices target marketing. A couple of key terms that we spoke about here is to define them and make them clear. Target marketing is tailoring the marketing mix to meet the needs of a specific group or target customers. It is considered the rifle approach. Okay, mass marketing, offering a single marketing mix combination to everyone. And what I mean by rifle approach, I don't want to use violence as an example, but a rifle helps you aim at your target. So again, in a mass marketing situation, it offers a single marketing mix combination to everyone. It's like a one-size-fits-all solution. It is considered the shotgun approach. Kind of not just a shotgun, but if you know anything about weapons, buckshot. Buckshot is like little BB balls that fly out of the muzzle, kind of in a spray kind of formation. Again, I don't want to use violent imagery, but that's really what it's saying here. And it assumes that everyone is the same. It considers everyone to be a potential customer, and mass marketing and mass markets do not mean the same thing. Okay, they're not the same thing. Mass marketing is an approach. A mass market is the nature of a particular market. Mass marketers, like Kraft Foods and Walmart, are aiming at clearly defined target markets. Okay, their target markets are large and spread out. Of course, because you could be rich, poor, middle class, and have a need for Walmart. Everybody needs a Walmart for different things. Even a rich person sometimes forgets to pack socks or other things that he or she may need and can pick it up with convenience at Walmart. We move on to slide 9. These are the 4 P's, as I mentioned: the product, the place, the price, and the promotion. So let's look to see what each one is. If you notice, I'm reading from the bottom of the slides. If you put your view in the non-presentation view and just the plain slides, you can lift the bottom section up with your mouse, and then you can see what I'm reading from. These are the actual notes that I have as an instructor, and I'm kind enough to share them with you. They're very helpful in explaining the slide. So the product is concerned with developing the right product for the target market. The place, concerned with all the decisions involved in getting the right product to the target market's place. Promotion is concerned with telling the target market or others in the channel of distribution about the right product. And of course the price, which is a very, very complex thing to set because it involves a lot of considerations, some accounting, making sure that you understand what your profit margins are, but also understanding what people are willing to pay. It's concerned with the kind of competition in the target market and the cost of the whole marketing mix, and how to incorporate that within the final price, not making it too cheap, not making it too expensive, just right, making sure there are enough people in the market that will pay that price and not be deterred in any way. Well, slide 11, 4 examples of basic channels of distribution for consumer products. You can have like a Geico, for example, will sell straight to the consumer. Then you can have a company like Toyota that will sell to a retailer who then sells it to consumers. You're not going to be able to walk into a Toyota factory and just order a car. If you try to do that, they'll tell you, we don't sell to people, we sell to retailers, meaning dealerships. You'll have to go to a dealership. Sara Lee, okay, if you know what that is, like delicious pastries, of sorts. They sell to a wholesaler who then sells to a retailer who then sells to consumer. Nestle does the same thing, but for whatever reason goes through 2 levels of wholesale and then the retailer. And that's called a channel distribution, which is a series of firms or individuals that participate in the flow of products from producer to final users. Channels can be short or complex. Short, like the Geico on the left side of the slide, and longer in the Nestle side. Okay, let's move on to slide 12. The promotion element of the marketing mix. So we have personal selling, mass selling, and sales promotion. Okay, personal selling is direct spoken communication between sellers and potential customers. Sometimes this involves customer service, a personal communication between a seller and a customer who wants to sell it to resolve a problem with a purchase. And many times this is what sets products apart from each other. Look at my laptop, it's an HP. What makes HP better than Dell? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, not much. They're both very competitive with each other. They both have fantastic features. The bottom line is what makes one company better than the other, I think, is how good is the customer service at the end. When you call, is the person on the other end able to help you? Are they knowledgeable? Do they keep? Are there long hold times? When something needs to be escalated, how quickly does it happen, or does it take days? Is there an inconvenience involved? These are the considerations you have to look at. Mass selling is communicates with large numbers of customers at the same time. Just think of a billboard, right? Or walking into Times Square and seeing something there in lights. That is definitely mass selling. Advertising, any paid form of non-personal presentation of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor, somebody you can identify. Publicity is unpaid. Sometimes you have good publicity and bad publicity. Somebody, a famous person, wears an article of clothing that is branded, drinks a soft drink that is branded. Right? Michael Jordan happens to be seen drinking a can of Coke. Right? Coke will definitely benefit from that. So again, publicity is unpaid, non-personal presentation of ideas, goods, or services. It also includes creating and placing content on the web for customers to find or pass along to others. And that's something very, very important to always make sure that you have positive, good publicity, not bad publicity. Bad publicity definitely leads to lost elections and, of course, besmirching somebody's name. Sales promotion activities other than advertising, publicity, and personal selling that stimulates interest, trial, or purchase. And basically that is the trajectory of getting someone to buy a product, is creating a sense of interest, then trying the product, and of course trying it, and then ultimately purchasing it, which is really what we want. And of course repurchasing is what we hope for. We move on to slide 14, but before we do so, let me just break for a second. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. The price element of the marketing mix. We have competition in the target market and the cost of the whole marketing mix. Managers must also try to estimate customer reaction to possible prices. Besides this, the manager must know current practices as to how much the markups are. So one of the most important things is when you get involved in a new business to see what others are marking up, meaning what percentage above the cost is to be marked up. Are there discounts? In other terms of sale, net 30, net 60, COD, etc. And if customers won't accept the price, all the planning effort is wasted. So it's all a matter of making sure that the customer accepts the price at its particular level. Slide 15, all 4 Ps contribute to the whole product, place, promotion, price setting. And this all helps you select a target market. All the 4 Ps, product, place, promotion, and price, have an impact on satisfying the needs of consumers in the target market. No single area is more important than the other. They are all interconnected. Key issues: when a marketing mix is being developed, all decisions about the Ps should be made at the same time. That's why the 4 Ps are arranged around the target customers in a circle, to show that they are all equally important. Strategy jobs must be done together, and understanding target markets leads to good strategies. If you understand your target market, then you know how to strategize, how to meet their needs, how to deal with their objections, how to deal with their issues. And it's very important. There's nothing better than a company that understands its target market and that the target market understands it and appreciates that. Okay, slide 16. I don't like this particular slide the way it's set up. It's a little bit complicated. That's why I'm going to go down to the bottom. So, all these pluses and equal signs kind of get everyone all confused. But let's look at this anyway. Marketing plan is a written statement of a marketing strategy and the time-related details for carrying out the strategy, all the different time horizons, due dates, etc. So key issues to consider. A marketing strategy, as we have already discussed, includes a target market and a marketing mix. In other words, who we're trying to target, and then how are we going to reach that target? We're going to use the 4 Ps to reach them. So when time-related details are added to the marketing strategy, like when we're going to do this marketing plan, you have a marketing plan. Marketing plan should make clear the following: what marketing mix will be offered to whom and for how long? What company resources will be needed at what rate? So that's why budgeting is important. What results are expected? In other words, how much after this marketing plan gets implemented, how much more will the product go up in value, or how much more will we sell? The plan should also include some control procedures, and I was looking back to see how we're doing so that whoever is to carry out the plan will know if things are going well or not. So adding together more than one marketing plan results in a firm's marketing program. The marketing program is the sum total of all the marketing plans for the various products and services that the company has to offer to the public. Okay, let me just move this down over here. Implementation puts plans into operation. Operation decisions could be short run decisions to help implement those strategies. Okay, let's move on to slide number 19. Okay, slide number 19, recognizing a customer's lifetime value and customer equity. Relationships that develop satisfied customers plus who purchases more over time equals lifetime value of customers. So marketing strategies, marketing programs that build relationship with customers can create financial value for a marketer, but for a lifetime. And that's very important, so that when you lose a customer, you're not just losing that customer, you're losing them over a long period of time. And not only them, but you're also losing anybody that is connected to them in any way. So that's something you have to be very careful with and understand how important it is not to disenfranchise customers. And when you lose a customer, it is a big deal. It's not something to be trifled with. It's not something to be ignored. It's something to be really, really respected and understood. So customer lifetime value is a total stream of purchases that a customer could contribute to the company over the length of the relationship. Key issues. So if you recall from chapter 1, the developing relationship with satisfied customers leads to them buying more over time. That's the aim. Over a customer's lifetime, this can add up. So can you imagine if somebody buys a car at the age of 21, likes the brand, and let's say he lives to the age of 80, just think about how many cars he or she bought in that lifetime. For example, let's use the one in the book. A college graduate might purchase a new Honda Fit for $16,000. A few years later, she could be in the market for a small sports utility vehicle. And if she was happy with how the Fit ran and the service she received, she might buy a Honda CR-V for $25,000. If Honda continues to provide good value for this customer, her customer value could exceed $400,000. The point here is to recognize that while a single purchase at Honda may be small, a single satisfied customer might be worth thousands of dollars. And the truth is, this is the way I view satisfying students in a class. If you are satisfied with my teaching in this class, right, it is very possible that you will take me for 4 or 5 more classes, resulting in more income for the institution and, of course, more income for me, in that I won't have classes that get canceled, but I'll have classes that run, and then therefore I'll get paid for those classes. It's the same concept. Have happy customers keep on coming back. You'll be profiting from their lifetime of happiness with you. And that's the key. You don't just look at the customer in the here and now. You look at them as far as what they will give you over the long period of time. And that's very, very important to keep in mind. So customer equity directs managers to focus on long-term profits. Maybe tonight we'll have a quick video I'll show you of Simon Sinek speaking about long-term versus short-termism, which is something that I think is very valuable to look at. Whether you're a marketing student or management student, I think it's fascinating. All right, let's move on to slide 22. Attractive opportunities. Okay, effective marketing strategy planning matches opportunities to the firm's resources. Again, if you want to take on an opportunity, you want to benefit from an opportunity, that opportunity has to make sense for you. Okay, it has to make sense with your resources and, of course, your objectives. So the key issues here to look at are breakthrough opportunities, one that helps innovators develop hard-to-copy marketing strategies that will be profitable for a long time. Competitive advantage, a firm has a marketing mix that the target market sees as being better than a competitor's mix. Competitive advantage ensues, but you want to have sustainable competitive advantage, which means good performance over many, many quarters, which of course brings you to breakthrough opportunities, a virtuous cycle. And of course, those breakthrough opportunities help you gain more popularity and, of course, be able to benefit from those breakthroughs as far as profit is concerned. Marketers must avoid hit or miss marketing. which of course is a result of poor homework, not knowing your target market, doing poor market research, and that leads to loss of money. Again, spending money on things that you don't necessarily need. All right, so let's talk about a SWOT analysis, just as a concept. You see it over here in this complicated looking slide, but it really isn't as bad. Let's look at the concept of SWOT analysis first. So the word SWOT analysis it's an acronym for the following: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It is a double, think of having two screens in front of you, like these day traders have. One screen looks at the internal issues within the company, and the other screen looks at the external issues of the company. So the strengths and weaknesses are internal. We look to see what are your internal strengths: good cash flow, good employees, good infrastructure. Weaknesses would be the opposite of that. Opportunities would be what are the opportunities that a company can avail itself of, and of course the threats such as competition, world politics, local legislation that is not favorable to you. So we have the external market environment. Within that context, you have customers, company, and competitors. You do a SWOT analysis. You can either do segmentation and targeting, or differentiation and positioning yourself as different than everyone else. So that is really like, the outcome of the SWOT analysis. You segment and target, but at the same time, you also want to differentiate yourself and position yourself within the general market. As, for example, if I say Cadillac to you, or if I say Mercedes, that elicits a certain idea of what that car represents. And that's what the position is, both in the minds of people and in the marketplace itself. And of course, everything, as you can see, all arrows are pointing to the marketing mix. So again, marketers have to make many decisions in developing a marketing mix that will satisfy their target customers. All of these variables making up the marketing mix can be reduced to 4 basic categories: the product, the place, the promotion, and of course, the price. Just hold on a second. I just need to take a drink. 1 second. Continue recording. All right. Sorry for that break. Needed to take a quick drink. All right. So going back to slide number 23, again, just as an overview, marketers have to make many decisions in developing a marketing mix that will satisfy their target customers. All these variables making up the marketing mix can be reduced to 4 basic categories, as we mentioned: the 4 P's, the marketing mix, the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. And again, these 4 P's are combined in differing ways to match the needs and wants of different target markets. For example, if you look at a company like Walmart and the products that they offer, they are very much involved with the price, rollback pricing, giving cheap pricing, the place, which is very, very important, and of course the promotion that they use to get that out. Okay, so the product is concerned with developing the right product for the target market. The place is concerned with all the decisions involved in getting the right product to the target market's place, and that's something very important. And Walmart is very much into the place because they're ubiquitous. They're everywhere you could think of. Promotion is concerned with telling the target market or others in the channel of distribution about the right product. And of course, the price is concerned with the kind of competition in the target market, and as a result, in the cost of the whole marketing mix, and making sure that your price is not more than your competition, hopefully less than your competition, hopefully significantly less than your competition, but not so low as to cut your own profits, or actually cut yourself out of any profits, or basically making too little. So you have to be very, very careful and make sure that your profit margins are good. And you have to make sure that you purchase raw materials in a proper fashion, so that you are able to mark things up and make the right amount of profit. So the 4 P's are things that the marketer can control, but the marketer cannot. That there are things that also the marketer cannot control. Sometimes you just can't control your customers. Sometimes you don't understand. They'll change the way that they think. They change the things that they want. You just have to hope. Well, actually, not hope, but you have to do enough research to really understand, the changes, and as they change, adjust your marketing mix. Company strengths and weaknesses, you have to keep your mind on that. At least these cannot be controlled in the short run. And of course, competitors. You don't control your competitors. You can only control your competitors if you make competitive moves that force them to shift their attention and do different things. Marketing manager organizes these factors into a SWOT analysis, which we mentioned, which are strengths and weaknesses related to companies, while external factors like the external market environment, customers, and competitors are categorized as weaknesses and threats. Utilizing information, the marketing manager segments the market into groups of customers and decides which customers to target. Not every customer is worth targeting because they just don't give you enough profit, there are not enough of them, or your resources are better spent elsewhere. Differentiation, as I mentioned before, is the marketing manager must also decide how to make a marketing mix that is different than what it offered by competitors. Together, this guides the marketing manager's decisions about the 4 Ps. Any questions thus far, gentlemen? Okay, let's move on. Slide 29 is interesting. If you look at it, it's a bottle of ketchup, but it looks like a bunch of pieces of tomato sliced up, creating the ketchup bottle. And what I see over here is that I guess it highlights the real tomato taste of Heinz ketchup. And I'm a big ketchup guy, and I could tell you, if you get a lot of these off brands, it's basically tomato water. But Heinz ketchup, and the old commercials from Heinz ketchup where they pour a bottle and they show you how slow it takes, how long it takes, and how slow it flows from the end of the bottle onto the food item. Now, summary overview of this particular picture here is that development means offering new or improved products for present markets. Here, the key issues are the Heinz ad is a clever visual reminder of the fresh taste of the tomatoes in Heinz ketchup. And Heinz has been around for forever, basically. The primary purpose of this type of promotion is to increase market penetration, which means increasing sales of a firm's present products in the present markets. And that's what marketing penetration is. And the final slide tonight is the fact, slide 30, in the ever-increasing interdependency of the global market. The global market is interdependent, they depend on each other. Marketing managers should consider international opportunities. The key issues: the world is getting smaller because communication is that much better. Traditional barriers to international trade are improving in favor of more trade. Telecommunications infrastructure is rapidly improving and expanding. I could just tell you, back in the day, in the early 90s, I was in Israel as a student, and a phone call out of the country was a big deal. Today, making a long distance phone call to Israel, to Canada, to Mexico, to wherever, is not a big deal anymore. It's something that's considered to be normal and not as pricey as it used to be. That has made the world that much smaller and, of course, bring markets together. Competitive advantage: successful expansion into international markets can help drive down per unit manufacturing costs because of the great amount of sales that you do. Getting an early start in a new international market may be the key to long-term success for many firms. Marketers may also find better trends in international markets because there may be more favorable combinations of variables affecting how well a firm competes. And of course, the way that a firm competes is what will basically decide whether or not it does well in the global market. You have to weigh the risk of going abroad and see whether it's worth it for you. Often higher in foreign markets, and the risk is higher in foreign markets because you're going into a new culture. You have to understand the way people think and understand the various laws that exist within that country. Okay, thank you for listening to Chapter 2, Principles of Marketing.